Hey guys, Saiyan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so we are jumping in to check out the 55% AGL KALE. I've just awakened her on stream, and we're going to see exactly what she is doing at 55%. I am using the Zeno support memory to give a buff to all the Universe Survival Saga characters. We've got the Tech KALE and Caulifla, and the free-to-play EZA STR Caulifla, and the Int KALE for some support. And then we are running Physical God Goku. He's on her 170 lead, but not the full 200. The same, I believe, with this Vegeta, right? He's not on full power, is he? Or is he? I mean, he kind of does go full power against Beerus, right? But yeah, no, he's not on full power. So they both get the 170, but Vegeta's here for a bit of support. God Goku's here to be another good slot 1 unit. Although on this turn, we have 200k slot 1. Now, the thing is with KALE, actually, Tech KALE and Caulifla in slot 3, so we can do this. So, with KALE, you want to have a Universe Survival Saga ally with her on rotation, or you will see a significant difference in her stats, right? She gets 160 attack and defense start of turn, she gets 60% on super, as well as a high chance to perform an additional super. Now, that is on super as well, right? So if you don't get enough ki for her to super somehow, then you don't get that high chance of launching an additional super from that first part of her passive. She gets 20% damage reduction with each super attack performed up to 60, and it only lasts for the duration of that turn. So at the end of the turn, it runs out. But then she has 60% damage reduction, which is pretty good. She gets an additional attack and defense 160%, and a great chance of launching an additional super when there's a Universe 6 ally in the same turn. So that is the major difference, right? 160% is a huge amount. And then her super attack, she's greatly raising attack for 1 turn and doing immense damage. So at 55%, because she's an AGL unit, she has level 5 additional in her hidden potential anyway. So with a Universe 6 ally on the rotation, she can do 4 super attacks in 1 turn, which is pretty good. So yeah, there's God Goku. That's why he's on the team, right? Dodge the super. That's what we like to see. We got the 6 orbs, so he's got his guard as well. Now, obviously, his performance isn't going to be as crazy as it is on other teams. Because he's not getting the 200% leader skill. But he fits in nicely on this team as a slot 1 unit. Because KALE, because she's getting all of her damage reduction on super, and you saw start of turn, she's below like 200k. She gets 60% on super attack, and then she's building up damage reduction. So she's not really a slot 1 unit. Once she transforms, she kind of becomes a slot 1 unit, right? If you have a Caulifla, is it a Universe 6 ally on the rotation? It doesn't have to specifically be Caulifla. She has guaranteed guard. When she takes the first hit, she gets a buff for 3 turns. So it's one of those units where you're kind of hoping that the first attack isn't a super. But yeah, I mean, we got the triple super, 6.8 million on the third one. This is 55% full level 1 links. And this is the friend one, no skill orbs equipped. So, pretty decent. And now mine's obviously 55% full level 1 links as well. The major difference is that my one does have the basic skill orbs. I gave her a level 3 defense, and then I wanted to give her some crit. I had a level 5 crit, level 1 additional. So she's got 6 additional, 5 crit. And we'll see how this plays out. Now, this turn's going to be a little bit interesting, because the AoE freezer can be a little bit annoying. Like if he EZAs immediately in slot 1, if he AoEs immediately in slot 1, we will potentially take quite a bit of damage here, but I guess let's see. Hopefully he doesn't super attack straight away, but of course he did. Okay. 247k for KALE. Oof. I'm surprised Vegeta tanked that as well as he did, but yeah, that's the problem with KALE in this first form, right? All of her defense comes from attacking. She gets 60% on super, and she gets damage reduction from each super attack. So obviously she's not a unit that's designed to be hit by AoEs. So something interesting, we will do a showcase of her versus Sin. Now, ideally, you're going to be able to transform her by the time you get to the AoEs, right? Like, the AGL Sin doesn't hit that hard with his AoEs, and then by the time you get to Physical Sin, you will be able to transform by then, right? So, wow, no, we didn't get the additionals either. That is unfortunate. Because remember, they are all RNG, right? We have a high chance and then a great chance. So, we got very, very unlucky with the AoEs on that turn, damn. Alright, so grab our same type orbs. I just realised the capture thing's turned up way louder than it usually is. Considering how much damage she took last turn, I think I actually have to do this just in case he AoEs again. So I wanted to do the freezer stage to showcase her, because once she does transform, I kind of wanted to show her defensive ability against the full power freezer at the end, because he's tech. But obviously, with her needing to transform or super first to get defense when she's starting out early in these events, him doing the AoE in his second phase is probably one of the worst possible matchups for her. But hey, I mean, it's a realistic portrayal of how she performs in this event, right? So I always like to do these 55% like initial showcases as just a genuine like first impression of the unit, right? So unfortunately, as you can see, when you are in her first form, AoE attacks, she's not really built for those, right? So because yeah, even an event like, for example, Broly Red Zone, by the time you get to the AoE phase, not only is she AGL, but you probably will have transformed by then, right? So Kale is the ultimate GOAT for the double Batamo team. Yeah, that classic, the super snail pace beat events, but it takes forever, is a pretty funny team build, I have to say. But okay, so the transformation for Kale. So this is where it's going to start to get interesting, right? So her transformation can be activated when there's an ally whose name includes Caulifla on the team starting from the 4th turn. So she only needs to be on the team, she doesn't have to be on the rotation, or after she's performed 6 or more supers. So because this one was on turn 2, she can transform on turn 4. Because remember, otherwise without the Caulifla you'd need to do 6 supers, and you can't do 6 supers in one turn. So we're only able to transform this early because we have Caulifla on the team, right? So let's go ahead and transform with Kale.
Maybe this form takes so much raw power that you have to lose yourself in it to get here. But I think you're amazing.
Caulifla.
Sorry to keep you waiting this long, Caulifla. I'm ready to show you just how strong I've become.
Alright, let's see. Show us how strong you have become, AGL Kale at Super Saiyan 2. So, now that we have Super Saiyan 2 Kale, we raise attack and defense for 1 turn, immense damage, medium chance to crit. And then we get defense 100% for 6 turns from transforming, attack and defense 200, additional attack 120, and launches 2 additional attacks, each of which has a medium chance to become a super. Then when performing a super, high chance of guarding all attacks, additional attack and defense 60% for 3 turns after receiving an attack, then additional defense 160 and guaranteed guard when there's a Universe 6 ally in the same turn. So her defense is 271k. She's going to get a buff when she gets hit. Why am I looking at Kale like that? I just like to sit and watch the animations, right? Alright, so we got the support on this turn. Let's go ahead and do this. It'll be interesting to see on the next turn what her start of turn defense is, because she'll obviously retain the buff that she gets from getting hit at the start of the turn here. And of course it's a super, because like I said, the first hit you take, then you get the defense buff. So you don't want the first hit to be a super, but it was only 22k, so that's not too bad. And then 7.2 on her super. Now again, remember, this is her at 55% level 1 links. So, I mean, pretty good, right? 1 additional was a normal. Remember, she only has a chance to guard if you don't have a Universe 6 ally on rotation with her. If you have a Universe 6 ally on rotation with her, she has guaranteed guard and an extra 160% defense. So, I mean, you can see there, we got triple super, 1 normal. I think we crit on all of the attacks, including the normal attack. So, I mean, she did a pretty impressive amount of damage. I mean, obviously this 3rd form freezer's not the craziest. Oh yeah, we still had the Whis up, that is true. So the first super attack of the turn, I mean, 22k, so it would have been what, like 50, 60k, something like that, which is still not too bad. But again, like I said, because she gets the buff after getting hit, and she keeps the buff onto her next rotation. Ideally, you don't want the first attack that she's taking to be a super, but of course that is what we got, so... right, so do you share any extra links with Vegeta? Not in this form. Right, we don't need to watch the active skill again. I'm not a huge fan of the English dub for her active skill, but we'll go ahead and transform. I know her links don't change, do they? Oh no, she has Super Saiyan now. So what is the link that changes? She gets Super Saiyan instead of... It's the one above, prepared for battle. Oh, instead of Berserker, yeah, of course. Which Berserker is a terrible link, so... I don't want her to not be in slot 1. I guess it doesn't matter if we don't get the orbs for God Goku, because Kale's just going to kill him anyway, right? And then we got the orbs anyway, so... Alright, so this is without the Universe 6 ally, so she only has the high chance to guard. We did get the guard, she gets the attack buff, but you can see, even with the guard, she didn't take double-digit damage from the attack, because we have no Universe 6 ally on the rotation. And so therefore she did not have the extra 160% chance, the 160% defense. And unfortunately with the RNG, her additionals were only normals. So how much does she take from this? Yeah, see, 83k. So you really do, like, when you build the team, I absolutely did not, Alex, this is slander. When you build the team, you obviously ideally want to make sure that you are always going to have a Universe 6 ally on rotation with her. Now that's going to get a lot easier a little bit later into the celebration when we get the Kale and Caulifla Easy A, the LR, but I'm definitely a little bit concerned about this STR Caulifla at the end. See, she has every link active if we do that, but she has 400, so this is her now with the buff that carried over, right? So she got hit. She got an extra 60% attack and defense for 3 turns. So this is what she looks like at the start of the turn. So 400k with guaranteed guard. And then she raises defense on super by 30%. There's no support. So the 30% is what? Over 100k per super. So it'll be interesting to see how many additionals that she's able to get here. I am definitely very concerned about the STR Caulifla, but... I mean, if she eats a super and dies at the end, you know, I guess it is what it is, but... Kale definitely looking pretty good. Yeah, double digits for the normals. 6.5. Every link active except for Super Saiyan, which would give us a little bit of extra attack. But then it's the RNG of the additionals, right? So we did get 1 normal, 1 super again, so that's good. I think that's the turns where she's definitely going to look least impressive, when you just get 2 additional normal attacks and then don't get the hidden potential. Because there, we got an additional normal, the additional super, and then we didn't get the hidden potential. So, I feel like, obviously, RNG is going to play a pretty big part in how impressive she ends up looking in your runs, right, when you use her. So, people in the chat just absolutely slandering me over here. Really do not care that much about Kale. Yeah, so someone in the chat, 641k defense after that double super. So 641k defense and guard. That means she's taking what? What sort of damage is she taking from Sin? Sin does over 1 million in the physical phase, but she does have guard. So without guard, she's looking at like what? 400 to 500k. So with guard as well. I'm not sure what the modifier is for guard, but... And of course, Caulifla got taken out. I feel like this is the problem of the team, right? I mean, I didn't have to run the STR Caulifla specifically, but I think this was people's major complaint when she released on JP, was that she didn't release with enough help. Like, why was her side banner unit Frost and not a new Caulifla, right? Because she wants a Caulifla so she can transform easier. Now, LR Kale and Caulifla are going to get their Easy A in what? It's like 4 days or 5 days from now. They would absolutely get a spot on the team, 100%. I mean, I would probably keep this team build probably the same and just drop the STR Caulifla for LR Kale and Caulifla, right? But I think it's just one of those things. We need more Universe 6 units. Whilst I've said before on stream, it's not a super hype pick for me personally, but if we get a Universe 6 versus Universe 7 tournament, getting like a new hit, a new Kabe, like as long as they're actually good, then obviously then that would be some big buffs for Kale. But a new Caulifla I think we definitely need. JP is getting the Easy A's for the STR Kale and Tech Caulifla, So they will be massive buffs for this team, obviously, but not sure when those will come to global. But anyway, so there you go. That was a look at Kale at 55% level 1 links. I'm going to start link leveling mine. And then we're going to do the versus Sin showcase today as well, probably. So someone else with the calcs in the chat, the most she would take from Sin's super is 338k because of the guard. So pretty decent, all things considered, at 55%. So then when you start thinking of her like with dupes, and that was only getting, what, 1 additional super, and she could super 4 times instead of twice. So not too bad. But anyway, let me know what you guys think of Kale down below in the comment section. Like I say, probably shouldn't summon for her because Worldwide is right around the corner. But she definitely is a good unit, right? No one is saying don't summon for her because she's bad. It's just the fact that the Worldwide is about to come out, right? So, poor Kale, bad timing for her, but she definitely is decent. Her team can be an issue. I wanted the initial showcase to be her team specifically. I honestly think the best way to run Kale is probably just on a different team and then with LR, Kale and Caulifla once they get their Easy A. But obviously we'll see as the days go on and we make more videos how she performs in the different scenarios. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.